to honor Nancy Goodman Brinker. She was born December 6, 1946 in Peoria, Illinois, and is most notably known for her work with the Susan G. Komen for the Cure Foundation, the world's leading breast cancer grassroots organization which has impacted millions of lives. This organization was established in memory of her sister Susie Komen, who passed away from cancer in 1980. Ms. Brinker since then has also founded the Susan G. Komen for the Cure's signature program, the Race for the Cure, the largest series of 5K run and fitness walks in the world. Since its origin in 1983 in Dallas, Texas, the Race for the Cure series has grown from one local race with 800 participants to a national series of 112 races that yielded just over 1.5 million participants last year. Ms. Brinker's contributions to society extend beyond her work with the Susan G. Komen Centers. Ms. Brinker has served in the government as chair of the President's Cancer Panel in the early 1990s. She then went on as the U.S. Ambassador to Hungary from 2001 to 2003, and then as the Chief of Protocol for the United States from 2007 to 2009. Time magazine in 2008 named her as one of the 100 most influential people in the entire world. In July 2009, President Obama named Nancy Goodman Brinker as a recipient of the 2009 Presidential Medal of Freedom. Presidential Medal of Freedom, of course, is America's highest civilian honor that is awarded to individuals who make an especially meritorious contribution to the security or national interests of the United States, world peace, cultural, or other significant public or private endeavors. She was presented the Presidential Medal of Freedom on Wednesday, August 12, 2009. The inscription of her Presidential Medal of Freedom says this: "Drawing strength from tragedy, Nancy Goodman Brinker has transformed the nation's approach to breast cancer. When her sister was diagnosed in 1977, most breast cancer victims knew relatively little about the disease and suffered from popular stigmas. Nancy Brinker promised to challenge these norms. She founded Susan G. Komen for the Cure in honor of her sister, and today the organization supports research and community awareness programs across the United States and around the world. Nancy Goodman Brinker's unique passion and determination have been a blessing to all those whose lives have been touched by breast cancer." In fact, it's these 1.5 million participants in the Race for the Cure and the thousands of people that this organization have touched that have led to the increased awareness of breast cancer. It's her work that has led to the infamous pastel pink being synonymous with breast cancer awareness and the work of their organization. But let us be clear, the work has done much more than just create awareness about breast cancer research. Nancy Goodman Brinker's work has saved lives. In fact, the work of the Susan G. Komen Centers has generated, over its 27 years, $1.5 billion in cancer research. As a result, we have discovered the first breast cancer susceptibility gene. Their research dollars have led to the first use of magnetic resonance imaging scanners, MRIs. They've discovered that pathways that some cancer cells take in the body, leading to treatments to potentially stop the spread of cancers to other organs. And as a result of this continuous work, mortality from breast cancer is down. In the last decade, deaths from breast cancer fell by over 20%, and more than 2.5 million people in the United States are breast cancer survivors, the largest group of cancer survivors in America. Now, as we read through the life and the work of Nancy Goodman Brinker, one might think this sounds like an obituary. But my friends, rest assured, Nancy Goodman Brinker's contributions to society are far from over. While many might retire, given this long resume of accomplishments, she continues to take on the mantle and fight. Since her retirement from public service in our government, she was returned back as the CEO of the Susan G. Komen Centers, and also was recently named the first ever World Health Organization's Goodwill Ambassador for Cancer Control. Finally, I'd like to read a quote by our President Barack Obama when he issued the Presidential Medal of Freedom to Ms. Brinker. He said, and I quote, "One of the last things Susie Komen did before she passed away was ask her sister Nancy to make her a promise. Nancy promised her she would prevent other families battling breast cancer from hurting the way theirs had. What began with $200 and a list of friends has become a global race for the cure, a campaign that has eased the pain and saved the lives of millions around the world." In the months after her sister's death, Nancy lay awake at night, thinking about the promise she had made and wondering whether one person could really make a difference. Nancy's life is the answer. Mr. Speaker, that is the reason we rise today to honor Nancy Goodman Brinker for what she has done, for what she continues to do, and for the inspiration that she is to all Americans of what one person can do for their country and for the world. With that, I would yield back and reserve the balance of my time.
The gentleman reserves the balance of his time. The gentleman from Massachusetts.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.